be honest. Does your body ever feel busy but not actually steady?
All the time. People move constantly, but they're not grounded. There's effort everywhere, but no support underneath it.
Yeah, and then we blame motivation. We think that we're lazy or inconsistent.
When really, the body just doesn't feel safe enough to settle.
Exactly. Stability comes before the flow. If the body isn't rooted, everything else feels hard.
And that's what we're exploring today. What it actually means to build steadiness in the body.
So let's talk about the Sthiram Āsanam. So I've practiced yoga consistently for about 10 years now. And I know that the most important part of building consistency and experiencing the true benefits of yoga is community. Other people to hold you accountable. And second to that is a solid practice plan. Simple, guided sequences that you can practice for a long period of time. Too often, we skip practice when no one's watching. And when we do find the courage to show up, we find picking a random class on the internet feels completely overwhelming. And this is exactly why I created the app. It's a free study tool to learn the Sanskrit and philosophy of yoga. Plus, it's home to the Sadhana Sangha, which is our online community. Within that community, you won't only find daily challenges to keep you accountable to showing up every single day, but every single month, me and the team will give you 5 practices. We'll take you through an asana workshop, a subtle technique workshop, and we'll break down a few lines of the Yoga Sutra together. It's honestly been my dream to create this app for so long now, ever since I started teaching, because this is what I truly needed when I started practicing yoga. Check it out in the show notes, or just search OmSom on the App Store. That's OMSOM. Anyway, back to the episode. Welcome to the OmSom Yoga and Ayurveda podcast. My name is Aaron Petty. I'm a yoga therapist and a teacher trainer.
And I'm Millie. I'm a yoga teacher and a Pilates teacher using movement for empowerment.
And today we are exploring the concept of Sthiram Āsanam. But before we get there, I just want to welcome you to the podcast, Millie. This is your first ever podcast.
I'm excited.
So exciting. So today is the first episode of our 3rd season of the OmSom Yoga and Ayurveda podcast. It's a new year, 2026. We are moving forwards in life, and I've got a couple new co-hosts happening, which is so exciting because we have kind of expanded a little bit with our online platform, Sadhana Sangha. I really just always wanted to bring more people, more teachers to the table. And so we're starting that with the podcast. I'm going to bring the rest of the team in. You know Paige, but I want you to meet Millie, and in the next episode you'll meet Selena and Lena, just so that you can start to get a bit of a different voice in your mind and hear some different reflections on all of these things that we love to explore here on the podcast. So welcome, Millie.
Thank you.
I want to start by just kind of getting a little bit of clarification on like why you're here, how did you get here? And so maybe we can start that with just like what your first ever yoga experience was.
It was in the local Tirden Hall near my house. And me and my mum went, and we had a gorgeous teacher named Leanne, and we did a really slow, gentle flow. And yeah, I think that was my first experience. It was like cash donation. We had tea after. We sat in a circle. It was really good.
Nice. And when was that?
How old was I? I would have been 14. What am I now?
Yeah,
20?
okay.
6 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think like what I love about you so much is just like how young you are. And there's so many times where like I started yoga really young as well.
Yeah.
I started when I was like 15.
Yeah.
And I just like it just fills me with so much joy to see someone who's so young, like really so deeply on the path and so excited about yoga. And then like on top of that, feeling compelled to share.
Yeah.
Like it's just so cool because I think so many young people need yoga. Like they really need yoga, but there's like this resistance to it. It's for old people, it's boring, like whatever the excuses are. So yeah, it's been really cool having you with us the last year or so and like seeing how you interact in this setting. It's been really fun. So tell us then like how did you come to meet us and OmSom?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My friend Darcy and I actually just wanted to try yoga. We were both Pilates teachers at the time, and we just searched up local yoga studios. And there was only you and the base And then, yeah, we just chose you guys. And I did my first class with Aaron. And I just remember everyone started chanting Om. And I was like, what am I doing? And then only Aaron and another student stayed for tea, and you guys offered food stay. And I hadn't had that experience in just so long since my first time. And so I kind of forgot that, that was the norm. And being in Pilates classes, they don't do that. And I just thought it was like, yeah, like so sweet, but almost like weirdly sweet. And it was like this weird dance of like, this is kind of like intimidating, but also so kind.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then I just left like, wow, that was such a wholesome experience.
Yeah.
And I just literally went back. I didn't stop going after that day.
Yeah, legit. You were just in every single day.
Yeah.
And then you came to Sri Lanka with us.
Yeah.
You did the 200-hour.
Yeah.
And
pretty quick.
yeah, and I think like the thing about you that I've always enjoyed is like how like just excited you are. Like you're so excited about everything and you make everything so fun. And so then when we got back from Sri Lanka and you did the training and you started teaching with us like pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you've become the furniture of OMSOM. Just like you're part of the decor now. And yeah, like we're just so grateful for you. Just having you on the team. So I'm stoked that you're here and we get to explore some stuff together.
Me too.
Okay, so let's now then talk about what we're here to talk about, which is Sthiram Āsanam. This month, what we're doing this year is we're kind of exploring a theme for the month. And within the theme that we explore each month, we're going to look at some different ways and approaches to it. And so whenever Millie comes on the podcast, we're going to be talking more specifically about the body and what this theme has to do with our kind of physical practice. So let's get started with a story, because I think a story is the best place for us to start. So it's our first story of the year. This month, our bhav is Mula, or the foundation. And when we talk about that foundation, we have to talk about the earth element. So this story comes from the Puranas. And the Puranas are a incredible group of stories, mythological stories. But this story in specific is about Bhumi Devi. Now, Bhumi Devi is the earth goddess. She's kind of like the embodiment of the earth. If the earth was a goddess, her name is Bhumi Devi. So in this story, Bhumi Devi once lost her balance. She fell over. Yeah.
No.
And she fell over because she was overburdened by the weight of the world, and she was overburdened by neglect. So she falls over and then she starts to sink into the cosmic ocean, which is a problem, right? Because the mountains started to tremble and the ground no longer held. And if the earth is no longer there to support us, then life can't be supported. So she collapsed and she fell into the ocean, and Vishnu sees this. And this is obviously a big problem for Vishnu. So he has an incarnation. He incarnates as Vihara, which is his form as a boar. It's like a wild pig with tusks. Yeah. And so in this form, he like represents like strength and support. But the boar, like it gathers its strength from the earth. And so Vihara like dives into the ocean and he swims down, and he puts Bhumi Devi up on his tusks and he lifts her back up and he places her in her rightful position. And only once she was properly supported did the order return to the universe. And so the idea was like Bhumi didn't need to become stronger, right? She's already strength. She's already the support, but she needed to be held correctly. Yeah. And this is our teaching in Sthiram Āsanam. It's like your body is the earth in the yoga tradition. And if you don't hold the body correctly, then it will collapse. Yeah. And we talk about this in like Bandha and we'll get into all of that stuff. But it's about kind of like using the correct alignment in our asanas to help us to distribute the weight through the bones, to use then the support of the earth to hold ourselves in the asanas so that steadiness kind of arises in us naturally. Yeah. And so then the posture becomes our seat, and then the mind can take its seat in the body, and then we have the experience that we call yoga. Yeah?
Yeah, I even love the way she sinks. It's like she like sinking is like surrendering. You know, she like falls down into the waters. And then it's that surrender that actually allowed her to be held. And that's so powerful.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the earth herself
Fell.
Yeah, and needed to be held and supported.
Yeah. And it's like, even if you're the strongest person ever in the class, like, you have to fall as well. Like, you know, it's, that.
Yeah, and I think it's like, it's a perfect analogy for yoga practice, because it's like we do these postures that sometimes like you fall out of, tree pose or warrior three or something like that. And it's like, you think you're meant to be there and you have to hold yourself and then like inevitably you're going to fall. But it's about how do we pick ourselves back up and put ourselves in the right position to reestablish that steadiness.
And maybe that wasn't maybe that's not the full range of the movement, that the position you need to go back into. You know, maybe that's you need to go a step back, and then that's where you find your steadiness.
Yeah, it's the right position that brings the steadiness.
Yeah.
All right, so let's break down the Sanskrit. So we're talking about Sthiram Āsanam. So the word Sthiram means steady, stable, firm, supported, grounded, unmoving. It's the steadiness of our practice. The word asana means a seat, right? It's a place that we establish ourselves. It's the posture, but it's also like a mental posture, an emotional posture. And so Sthiram Āsanam means the posture which is stable, the posture which is rooted, the posture which is held, the posture which is steady, right? And it really is the foundation of our yoga practice. And that's what we're coming back to every time this month. The Mula, we're talking about the foundations of our practice, the place that we build our practice from. So I want to ask you, you're taking our 300 hour at the moment. The first thing that we do on the 300 hour is we build that stability in our bodies. Where do we build stability in our asana practice?
The feet.
Yeah, the feet. We love feet, and not in a weird way.
Love feet.
Okay, and so like, I think for a lot of people, the misconception is like, especially in Hatha, straight spine.
Yeah.
Right? And we think that having our spine straight is what brings us the stability, but it's not, is it? It's the feet that brings us stability. So maybe walk us through, like in a really kind of practical way, how do we look at the feet as a foundation for steadiness? What are we doing with the feet when we're practicing asanas?
Spreading the toes wide, gripping down with the feet, the yield and push with the earth, that pushing down, but that yielding of the stability beneath you. Yeah.
So it's like you're giving your weight down into the earth, like it's like you are an object, you have physical heaviness, and you're creating that push down that then plants the four corners of the feet, and then by creating more surface area, then the earth will give back, and it gives back that strength, that steadiness and strength. And so like you think about like a tripod. And what gives the tripod of your camera its stability is like the spreading of its legs, right? You take the three legs and you spread them out wide, and the wider they go, the more stable that camera is on the tripod. But if you took two of those legs away and the camera was trying to stand on one leg with a tiny little foot, it's not so stable.
So have big feet. Moral of the story, you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to be ashamed if we have big feet.
No.
Sometimes I wish mine were a little bigger.
Yeah, same.
Okay, and so then it's like this is then the mula, it's our foundation, that the more surface area we can create at the foundation, the more stability we can have in the structure. So then once we've established that the width and foundation is in the feet, where does our awareness go to next?
The legs.
The legs, exactly. Right? So then we can think about the ankles, we can think about the knees, and we can think about the hips. And that then becomes the foundation for our spine, right? And if yoga is all about the spine being supported, the spine being straight, the spine being steady, we have to think about the legs first. Yeah? So when we think about then the feet having the surface area, yielding and pushing and then bringing that strength up into the rest of the structure, what do we have to do with the ankles and the knees in relation to the feet? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
What do you mean?
We have to stack.
In line, yeah.
Yeah, we have to stack, You know this. So it's this stacking that gives us the support, right?
Yes.
And so what is our cue in the start of Tadasana? We bring the feet to
Hip width
apart,
Yeah.
right? Because when one thing can stack on top of the other, then gravity can move straight through, and we use the structure instead of the effort to bring our stability.
Yes.
And I think for us, it's like this is another one of those misconceptions that we have to use the muscles to bring the support, but it's actually the alignment that brings the support.
Yeah.
And alignment doesn't mean like you push your body into the pose beyond what you're capable of. It doesn't mean the pose being straight lines and looking all pretty.
Yeah.
But it's like the alignment is where are the joints or the bones in relation to the other joints and bones?
Yeah.
Where are the ankles in relation to the feet? Can you stack the ankles over the center of the feet? Where are the knees in relation to the ankles? And can you stack your knees over the top of your ankles? And if the feet are hip width apart, where are your hips in relation to your knees, ankles, and feet? And can you stack your hips on top of your knees, ankles, and feet?
Yeah. 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 And I like what you said about that effort. I think it's like you put that effort together in alignment, and then there's no effort. Like it just becomes ease. And like to stand like that, it feels easeful, and the structure provides you with that support, so you're not standing there like sweating or like panting because you've aligned yourself properly, and it feels like effortless almost, even though there's that bit of effort.
Yeah, we're going to get into that next month. But like the effortlessness that follows the stability. Yeah. Okay, so once we cultivate that steadiness, we have the ease, but actually before that ease arises, we need to do the cultivation, right? And so I think it always just comes back to awareness with these things, that if you're like wibbling, wobbling all around on your mat, how can you bring awareness to the places that you feel the most stable?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, like the places that we feel stable are when we bring things back into the center, when we bring things into alignment, and when we bring our awareness to the earth. And so maybe it's like we can bring our focus to the feet, and by bringing focus to the feet, we bring focus to the earth. We bring focus to the earth, and we're aware of the stability. Like the bhumi, earth, is always supporting us. And so if we take our awareness there, then we can slowly build upwards to find stability everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like that relationship and interaction is like cause and effect. So the awareness goes there. The earth causes the body to be steady instead of the body having to cultivate the steadiness on its own.
Yes. And I think like what you're aware of, you become, and then like if you're aware of the steadiness of the earth, you can embody that steadiness in yourself. It's like when I fix my gaze on like something still, and I always say, fix your gaze on something still, absorb the stillness, become the stillness. And it's like what you're completely absorbed in, you copy. And you can feel it.
100%. The mind is a reflection of whatever it's focusing on.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point of like where the drishti is, where the eyes are, because it is we tend to like look around while we're doing the poses, and I get this all the time, like people who struggle with the balancing postures, and I get that same cue, like just focus on one thing, and they're like, wow, it's magic.
Yeah. Literally though.
Literal magic. You just focus your eyes and then focus on the earth. Everything will follow. Yeah. It's like we don't have to try to be steady. We just have to become steady.
There's no effort.
Yeah, you become the steadiness that already exists.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That you are.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like then that is the foundation for your practice. That's the foundation for your life. Not only is your body then steady, but as a result, your mind becomes steady. Your emotions become steady. Your life becomes steady.
You're a brick. And you just...
and we can build a house out of you.
Yes.
All right. So let's have a couple of textual references now. Where does this Sthiram concept show up for us in the text? And the first place we always need to look is the Yoga Sutra. So I think one of the most popular Yoga Sutras, what do you think the most popular Yoga Sutra is in yoga classes?
For what, like the line or like the... I don't know. The most popular in class?
Yeah, the one that everyone always mentions.
No.
Sthiram Āsanam.
You reckon that's the most popular?
I don't know. Maybe it's just my most popular. I think it's like a pretty widely known one.
Yeah.
It's like when you're talking about, because we're always doing asanas
Yeah,
in
that's true.
classes. It's like, what's the asana meant to be? It's meant to be Sthiram and Sukham. And we're finding that balance. And so this comes from the Yoga Sutra. It's in the second chapter. And the sutra is Sthiram Sukham Asanam. But I think what's most important here in the context of this episode is that the Sthiram comes first. The steadiness comes before the ease.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that our posture here needs to be both of these things. It needs to be steady. At the same time, it needs to be effortless. But let's focus on the foundation first. Let's focus on the steadiness first. All right. After that sutra, this one's lesser known, but Patanjali says, Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. And what that means is that by relaxing the effort, meditating on the infinite, asana is mastered. Yeah, and so we bring the steadiness. From the steadiness comes the ease, and that when we relax the effort in our practice, we become the master of that practice.
Yeah.
Asana.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one that that maybe you haven't heard. It comes from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. In the Pradipika, it says, asana steadies the body, destroys disease, and gives lightness to the limbs.
I love this book.
But again, it comes back to steadiness is first. The first thing that you receive from asana. The reason I put this in here is because it gives us a bit of a different reference point, where in Patanjali's sutra, it says like, you got to cultivate the stillness and the steadiness.
Yeah.
But in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it says asana steadies the body. That like the steadiness is the result of your asana practice. When you practice the asanas, it's like it's something that you don't have to do, but it's the result of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it says in the next line of Pradipika, steadiness of the body leads to steadiness of the mind, right? Which is kind of what we were talking about before. That's if the result of your asanas is a steady body, then the result of the steadiness in your asanas is the steadiness of your mind.
I guess it's like reciprocal. Like I think before we kind of said steadiness of the mind is like steadiness of the body. And I guess they can work together in that way. It's like you have steadiness in one thing. I mean, they're interconnected. So, and then you have steadiness in the other.
All right, Granda Samhita, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Asana gives firmness to the body, steadiness to the limbs, and lightness. And so the idea then is that in all of these three texts, and these are kind of like, we could talk about Shiva Samhita as well, but in all of these texts, when there is any teaching around asanas, Sthiram is next to it. It's like the core, the foundation of our asana practice is the steadiness that we cultivate there. And I think like for so many people, asana is just exercise. Yeah. Asana is just like, let's just do all these things. Yeah. Let's do all these different movements. Yeah. And then let's try and build the strength of our muscles by doing the things. Yeah.
Or even let's just do as many asanas as we can and like not actually hold or get any stability.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, let's do them all for 1 second in a flow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then when we come to Hatha Yoga, it's like, let's stop doing so many things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just hold the asanas for some time and see if we can build that steadiness. And maybe something that's interesting for you here is that when we talk about muscles, right? Because, you know, we often think about exercise and it's like you do these things to strengthen your muscles. But did you know there's 2 kinds of muscle fibers? There's the fast twitch and the slow twitch, right? And the slow twitch are developed, strengthened by holding positions, by isometrics. And so if you do something that demands a little bit of effort from the muscles, but then you sustain that position, then by sustaining that position, you're working on the muscles that are able to hold and stabilize and keep you in that position. Whereas if you're constantly just like moving, doing reps of the movement, you'll build the muscles, but you're not building the part of the muscle that actually allows you to hold. And so it's like we actually kind of need both. Yeah. You need like to lift weights and do movements that are strong, but also you need to hold positions that are strong. so that you can build like the totality of stability in the body.
Mm.
Which is why, like, I don't know if you've ever had like a really strong kind of like bodybuilder type person in your class.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, what do? They're just like shaking, and they're like, why is this so hard? It's like,
yeah, so much wobbles, yeah.
you've developed the fast twitch muscles.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, that's why they get so like humbled by yoga.
Yeah.
Is because it's like, well, we're using parts of your muscles that you haven't developed yet.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, we can look big and strong, but then there may not be stability that comes with that. That it's like what we perceive to be strong is not always strong. It can fall and sink into the ocean.
Yeah. Need that ball back.
Alrighty. So it's like there's these kind of two ways across all of these texts where it's like that steadiness in some contexts is like the prerequisite for yoga.
Yeah.
And then in other contexts, it's the byproduct of yoga.
Yeah. Okay.
And so then it's like maybe steadiness is the prerequisite to yoga of the mind, but steadiness of the body is the byproduct of the asanas, the practice of yoga.
Yeah.
Which I just think is so cool. It's like it's multi-layered, and it's something that we can kind of like develop over time. But we develop it by observing, by like watching the earth and watching the steady people around us, the steady earth beneath us. Like if we can observe those things that embody steadiness, then we can mimic that in our practice. All right, so let's talk about practicalities here. Like if someone is listening to this and they're like, guys, like cool concept, but like I'm just wobbly as hell in my yoga practice. Like what could they do practically to help cultivate this sthiram?
Do asana practice.
What kind of asanas?
Yeah, I would say, start really simple and pick like 3 maybe and like really embody those. Even just Tadasana and just like practice that yield and push with the feet. And yeah, I would start leg base, I guess, working with the feet, the hips, the knees, all that alignment. Yeah. So any standing poses?
Yeah, standing poses. I think that's a good point. So Tadasana is, for those who don't know, like the mountain pose where you just stand straight on your mat. Look at us, standing straight on our mats. And then the evolution of Tadasana is all the standing postures. So like your warrior 2, your warrior 1, your standing lunges. Yeah. All of those standing postures. And then also like the single leg balances. But anything where you're like actually standing on your mat is going to be super helpful to build this stability.
I'd say like goddess would be so nice to do, maybe.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then like when you're doing those standing asanas, don't have your awareness anywhere but your feet first. Yeah. Right? Set your feet, because I think sometimes we'll be steady in Tadasana and then you'll step into warrior 2 and all of a sudden you're off balance. And if there's no awareness of the feet, what you might find is that like you're standing too narrow, like you're walking on a tightrope in asanas.
Train tracks, not tightrope.
And so if you can go to your train tracks, if you can take your feet a little bit wider, then you get that little bit more surface area. Yeah. The feet can firmly plant into the floor, and then that steadiness kind of arises out of that. Yeah.
Something I've been practicing as well, like, I mean, now I'm quite experienced in my asana practice, but like my transitions from Tadasana to like warrior 2 or something are so slow. Like I'll pick up the heel, then I'll start to pick up the arch, then the toes, balance on one foot, and then as slowly as I can, like step it back, land the foot. And then even when I come back to Tadasana, I'll pick it up, slowly transfer. And then I'm just practicing that stability in one foot. And now I'm doing it with my eyes closed or trying to. It's very hard. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's so nice. Like even I'm still playing with it so much.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like, don't rush it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. Like take time in the transitions and let the transitions continue the steadiness.
Stability is not fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you step back too quick, it's like you're taking yourself off stability to try and come back to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're saying try and
sustain it.
Yeah. Sustain that stability through the whole movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. Okay, and then what about like off the mat? Like if we take this idea of sthiram out of our yoga mat, out of the yoga studio, out of stability show up in life, do you think?
I guess like, I mean, Do you mean in terms of body or just
Yeah, just like in terms
life?
of life, yeah.
Steady? Like routine, like just being clear on like maybe your purpose or like what your current life situation is, and then just like sticking to a certain path or like certain goals and just moving slowly. Like if you have this purpose of your idea of where you want to go in life, then just start with like the very basics and really commit to those little goals, you know?
Yeah, I can see that for you.
Yeah.
Like you are one of these people that you've decided that you do not want to rush.
Yeah.
You don't want to just go all in and do 100 things, but it's just like you commit to something slow. You commit to that slowness and steadiness in all aspects of your life. And it's like you hold yourself to that.
Yeah.
And by holding yourself to that, it just like it filters out into everything that you do.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes you just so much calmer. And like you're not always chasing. I think that's just like the problem. And then when we chase, then we rush, and then everything falls off balance and it feels like everything falls apart. And yeah.
I think another piece for life is like your boundaries.
Yeah.
Like when you get thrown off by what other people expect of you or what other people want you to do, it's like, hey, no, don't do that. Come with me and let's go do this. And it's like that's the opportunity that you have to put a boundary in place and say, actually, no, this is what I'm going to do. And in that way, you can like start to be less influenced by people and situations and stuff. If you can hold your boundaries really strong, then you get to be stable in your decisions, you get to be stable in your path, and you get to have that kind of like agency around how you want to show up in the world.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think it's just like self-awareness. And then like all of that kind of falls in the same thing. It's like if you know, I don't know, what your values are, who you want to be, where you want to go, then you can know when a relationship's pushed too far or like when a conversation doesn't align with like who you want to be or your values, then you can set that boundary. Or then you can feel when you're moving at a too fast of pace or a pace that doesn't align with where you want to be, then you can set that boundary for yourself and be like, okay, I need to pause on that or step back.
Yeah. All right. So for you listening at home, what I want you to reflect on is just like, where do you rush in life? And like where you try to push forwards without first establishing ground. Right? It's like you, like for example, you merely like wanting to teach yoga. It's like you could rush into that and just be like, all right, I'm so excited, I'm going to do this right away. But instead it's like, first become a student, first establish yourself in a practice, first come to a place where you like have an understanding, and then start to share from that place. But it's like with anything, right? It's like instead of rushing into the next thing, rushing into the next relationship, rushing into the next meal, rushing off to the next appointment, just like first establish yourself in stability. Take a moment to pause.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Just take a moment to pause.
Gather yourself and then take that next step.
Yeah.
Like even when you're walking.
Yeah. Before you take the next step, just pause.
Every step you have to pause. All right. Well, that is all we've got time for today. Thank you so much, Millie, for joining me for this.
Thanks for having me.
So excited to have you over the next few months. And thank you for listening to this podcast. As you know, we don't take any sponsors. I'm not trying to flog supplements to you or anything like that. What I am trying to flog to you, though, is some support for us for doing this. If you want this podcast to continue, then check out what we've got going on at OMSOM. We have a yoga studio in Berwick. Millie teaches classes. I teach classes. You can come and practice with us in person. But if you don't have the luxury of living local to us, we've got so much going on online. The first thing you can do, as we spoke about before, is join the Sadhana Sangha, which is our online platform. But if you go to our website, www.omsom.yoga, you will find so many different things that you can join with us if you want to come and practice with us. I've got some online trainings. I've got a Hatha training and a Yin Yoga training online. We're also going to be going to Sri Lanka this year. Millie's going to be joining us on the 200 hour, which is happening in July in Sri Lanka. I'm going to be running the 300 hour program this year. It's going to be starting online, and then we're going to India altogether. So check all of that out on the website. It would mean a lot to us. And we'll see you next time. Hariom.
Hariom.